Hello, welcome to Great Minds Tutorials. This is your favorite tutor, Khodiso, and in this episode, I'm gonna be doing something very interesting. I'm gonna be working with a Java library where we're gonna be creating a Java file, and we're gonna be using the Java file later on in the front end class. So let's just create a simple backend class, which is gonna have three things. I'm gonna have my backend class. So you come here, you say, I'm gonna have my backend class. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have my backend class, then I'm gonna have my manager, and I'm also gonna have one interface. So now what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be creating a class library. So the class library, I'm gonna call it person lib. Okay, let's give it a while. So okay, after creating the person lib, then I'm gonna create a backend class, which I'm gonna call it person. And then is com.abc.www, and then we finish here. And okay, so inside here, I'm gonna create a private string, and then I'm gonna say name, private string. A person is gonna say name, private int. I want to give them an age. Let's give them a small letter. Okay, so now after having this, I'm going to create a constructor. So I'm going to create a parameterized constructor, select everything, and then generate. And then after this, I'm going to insert getters and setters methods. Make sure that I select all, and then I generate. And then I'm going to do a toString method. Insert code, and then I'll go to toString method, and then I'll generate. So immediately after this, I'm gonna go back to person lib, and then I'm gonna create an interface. So I'm gonna create the person interface, interface, and then yeah, I'm gonna use the same package. And inside my interface, I'm gonna add. So I'm gonna say public. I'm gonna say void add person. And then in here, I'm gonna get an object, which is person. Then I'm gonna get the public person. And then I'm gonna use their name to get that person. Let's just have this two. Keep it simple. I don't wanna confuse you. Okay, now I go and create a manager. Same package. So I'm gonna say that this it implements interface. And then I'm gonna implement all abstract methods. And then in here, I'm gonna create a private. I'm gonna create a queue, and inside the queue, it's gonna take in objects, people, new, linked list. That I'm gonna use that advanced data structure in order for me to store, import. Remember, you can still do this by removing the second one and just put a star. A star means all from the java.util. So, but it's fine. We can do that. Okay. One other thing here we're gonna need a constructor. So we're gonna right click, go to insert constructor, and So when we get here, I'm gonna get to add the person object into the advanced data structure. So when I get here, I'm just gonna say people.add at the person. And then for me to get, that should be standard. Sorry about that. Okay, we have it here. So okay, now I'm gonna have a person, PRSN. Okay, now what I'm gonna be doing is that then I'm going to be using an if statement, but let's get a string. Let's get the name. And then I'm gonna say, firstly, I need to loop through. An ME, it's fine because we're already having named them, which is this one. So okay, now I'm gonna say for, and then I'm gonna say person, and then I'm gonna create as data. I'm gonna take it from the people linked list. I'm gonna use that advanced for loop. And then now I'm gonna have an if statement, but before that, I have to say NME is then assigned to data.getName. name. That is going to store the name. So I'm gonna say if NME dot equals name, the one that the user is looking for, then we will have to say that PRSN, the person, is then assigned to data, which is the data that is inside there. And here for the person, I'm going to assign this to a null by default. And then we'll have to return PRSN, which is the person. So that is basically what we are trying to do in the backend class. So now what I'm going to do is that then I'm going to create a jar file. So to create a jar file, there's two ways to this. You can either do this, right click, and then you say clean and build, or you can come and click here. But I prefer coming directly to that one, and then you come here, you say clean and build, and here it must write that clean./jar, clean comma jar. Sorry about that. And then now, once it's done loading here, it will have created a jar file for you. So I'll show you how you locate it on your PC. So on your PC, you must go to where your NetBeans projects are stored. Generally, they are stored under your documents, depending on where you've stored them. So in this case, I've stored them under this, and I'm gonna look for person lib. And then what I'll do is that I'll come here and I'll come to dist, and this is where I'm gonna get it. Then I'm gonna copy this, go to my desktop, and then I go to libraries. This is where I'm storing all my libraries. Then I'm gonna paste it here. I already had another library, which is Lena app, but I've created a new one. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is that I'm then going to remove this person lib from my PC so that I fully demonstrate that once you store your your stuff inside the, I mean, your classes and your interfaces, everything that is in the backend class, once you store them and package them inside the library, how are you going to use it in a front end class? So now I'm going to go back to NetBeans projects. I'm going to go back to documents. So I'm going to go to NetBeans projects, and then the person lib, this one, I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to go to desktop. Let me just put it here for time being. I'll come back and take it a little bit later on. All right, so now it's no longer existing there, but I do have the jar file. So if you have the jar file, You have the library which has stored everything that, and we have converted it by saying clean and build. Then now what we can do is that we can now create a front end class. So instead of class library, now we're creating the application side. So now when we get here, we're going to say this is a person app. So it must include a main, create the main class. So this is a front end class. So when we get here, what we'll do here inside here is that as soon as we create the person app, we'll expand it, expand libraries. You'll see there is no library which is existing, which shows you that you have imported the jar file. So you'll right click there. After right clicking, you'll come to add jar folder or jar file. And then now when you see, it will take me straight to libraries. If it doesn't appear, you'll need to navigate it here. So, but mine, it already appears as person lib. So you'll say open. Then there you go. You'll see it's gonna import it there. Then you will see inside here, you'll have all of those classes that you've created, but you won't see much information. What you'll see, you'll just see compiled code. But there is a code in there, but it's just that it's encrypted into the jar file. So now what I'm gonna do then is that since we have all of this, then I'm gonna come here and then have to create a person. So now I'm gonna have to say I will need a person, which is person, and then keep it like that. And you'll see as soon as I import, you are able to get the imports. Why? But I do not have those classes yet. Anyway, I have them as libraries and they come in a form of a jar file. Why am I being able to access them is because the jar file exists inside there. So let me remove the jar file to show you that if I remove the jar file, you're going to start getting problems. You see, I'm going to get an error. Why? Because it's going to say that it doesn't exist. But as soon as I go back again here to libraries, right click and say add jar file or folder, then you will see and say person, you will see that it's able to open it up. And then once it opens it up, the error is gone. So you continue on working. So you have compiled it, your libraries as a jar file in a format of a jar file, and then you just import it and use it that side. That is all in your backend class. Now here we are dealing with the front end. That's how you deal with your libraries. So okay, now when you get here, this is very useful because you find out there's some libraries that you use in a company and you want to reuse this time and again, you will just create them in whatever program into your backend classes. You will just archive them into a library. So anytime you want to use them, you'll just import all of the libraries that you're supposed to import. So this it helps in order for you to save time, uh, re, recreating an application that is already existing. If it's already existing inside the company, then you just need to import it into them. So, okay, with this is going to come handy in the near future. A few months from now, we'll have to create a big project, which is going to be doing a lot of stuff. We'll need to know how to create those libraries. And as I've demonstrated in this video, so okay, now it means I can even access the manager. So I can say person manager, PM for person manager is new person manager, like that. So I want to see if I do this, if I put the star here, will it work? Yes, that should work. So it means all which is stored inside com.abc.ww, let it just be imported. So there's no need for me to import the manager class and all of those. So now, when I get here, when I have to have a scanner here, SC is new scanner. And then I'll have to have a system.in. And then I'll have to have another scanner for numbers because that one is for non-numbers. New scanner, say system. dot in. So okay, once I'm done with this, then I'm gonna import the scanner. So when I get inside here, then I'm gonna prompt user input. So okay, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna have to declare the string string. I'm gonna have to declare the name, the surname, and the other one is an integer, which is just the age. So okay, so I'm gonna say system that add print line. Please enter your name. Okay, let's remove the ln so that it appears on the same line. I'm sorry about that. I'm having a little bit of a flu. It's time of the season, change of seasons. Sc dot next line. System dot out dot print. Move that, please enter your surname. There we go. So you're gonna see surname is assigned to sc dot next line also. Okay. So when you get inside here, now we're trying to do it for the age. We're gonna say remove the ln here. Please enter your age. Okay. So then I'm gonna say age is assigned to input. Okay, I spelled it wrong up here. N is the side, U here. So yeah, I can then have it as input next int. There we go. So once I have this, then I can create the object. So once I create the object, is that I can then have, I'm going to demonstrate it only for one object, but you can still do multiple. You can still add more objects. It's up to you. But either way, let me just create multiple objects instead of me having this. Let me not prompt the user input. Still fine. Let me have person number 1 here just to demonstrate that it's able to work for multiple. Person number 2. So yeah, I'm going to say person 1 is then assigned to new person. Let's give them the name of the favorite tutor, Khodiso. And the surname of the favorite tutor is Mashile. And the age of the favorite tutor is 20. Person number 2, new person. The name of the Calvin, Malele. And the age of the person can be that. So now, what we can do is that we can add the objects to the linked list. How are we going to add them to the linked list? We're going to then have to use the person manager dot add person. I'll add person 1 here. And then if I say pm dot add person, add person number 2. And then if I want to display a specific person, but I know their name, then I can say system.add print line. Okay, so let me create a person here, PRSN. So then I'm going to assign the PRSN is then assigned to person manager dot get person, but I'm gonna get them via the name, the favorite tutor's name, which is Khodiso. And if I come back here and say the name of the person you searched is, then I'm going to have to say prsn dot get name, and then I can be able to get the other information. And then I can be able to then say go to a new, okay, not that. I will need to first quickly go to a new line, and then the surname of the person you searched is prsn.getsurname. Go to a new line, and I will see the age of the person searched. Yes. I know by now, since you're doing advanced programming, we're supposed to be doing methods and all of those. I'm still compiling on the knowledge. Once I'm done, I'm no longer going to be doing stuff standard way. I'm going to be using that, everything that we are accumulating on. So at the moment, I'm just trying to accumulate the knowledge. Hang in there. For those who have been doing programming for a very long time, bear with us. I'm trying to pick up the guys who are new in programming and they've just landed into advanced object-oriented programming in order for them to understand the concepts one by one. Then I'm going to combine them, use them in the same place. So, okay, now this should be able to do the trick. It should be able to get the person that we're looking for. And as you can see here, the person that I've searched, their name is Khodiso, surname is Mashile, and their age is 25. So everything is working properly and it's working perfectly fine. So if I were to change here and then write Kelvin, so I can have an if statement here. Remember, I can say if PRSN is not equals to null, else it must say system.out.println called not find the person you are looking for. Okay. So it's able to say that the person is Kelvin, surname is Malele, and the age is 31. So, but let's say I put a person who's not there, like John. John is not part of the list. You'll see it's going to give you that message is going to say that could not find the person that you're looking for. And there you have it. That's how you actually do the only thing that I was trying to demonstrate here is this how to create a Java library in the form of a .java file. And that is it from me for today. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And till the next time I drop, cheers.